Hey everybody, George here from Barrel Global, and I'm here with John Newton, who's the head of business development here at Castle and Key.
Good to be here, George.
I'm excited for today, and we've got Murray Harwich, the newest member of our team, who leads all our experiences and bottlings here in Kentucky. So we're about to go on an awesome tour of the Castle and Key distillery. If you've bought a barrel, this will be really useful for you. If you haven't bought a barrel yet, this will also be very useful for you, because that's what you should do.
This water is used in the first phase of production. Later on, we introduce reverse osmosis water just to have the most neutral water possible. But this water is going to be very dense in calcium and magnesium, which is ideal for the fermentation process.
Okay.
Taylor operated here up until 1920 when Prohibition hits. Coming out of Prohibition, Excited is then acquired by National Distillers, the behemoth that essentially owns over 50% of the aged whiskey in the United States.
Okay.
And they go and they are purchasing as many distilleries as they can, and they're expanding upon those distilleries as well. So they take this site from doing about 150 barrels a day under Taylor to 600 to 1,000 barrels a day at the peak of production. It is one of the largest distilleries in the U.S.
Fermenters in here dating back to 1936. Each of them has an 11,000 gallon capacity. And right now they're cooking bourbon whiskey, and you can tell they're at different stages in the process. When they're bubbling, they're most active, and eventually they'll dry out on top, forming what we call a distiller's cake. When that happens, whiskey's ready to distill. So if y'all follow me, we'll go down and check the still out. And the whiskey's gonna be pumped in and it's gonna fall down to the bottom. You've got heat coming up from the bottom and it's gonna essentially boil off all those volatile compounds. So all of it rises as vapor to the top. The stuff you don't want to end up in the final product is gonna cool off before it makes it to the top, falling back down as liquid. And you can think of it as constantly cycling throughout that process, refining it into pure ethyl alcohol. So his column still would have been in the tower we just exited, and then he had a copper pot still. The reason they use copper is because it's a great conductor of heat, and it also removes the sulfurous compounds from whiskey. When you're fermenting with groundwater, aka limestone spring water, you can end up with some sulfurous compounds, and by creating copper stills, it removes all of those and gives you a much cleaner flavor.
Distilleries would mostly sell whiskey by the barrel, and it would go to saloons and jug houses. His marketing idea was if you were at the jug house and you saw a bunch of barrels with dirty, rusty rings next to one with pristine brass bands, there'd be a clear winner. And that's how he would market his brand early on, effectively growing it and becoming one of the most well-known bourbon brands that's ever existed.
This is one of the most modern buildings on site. It was built in 1953 by National Distillers. Capacity is about 65,000 barrels. We are palletized ricking on the first floor, and then we have gone back through and reinstalled traditional ricking on all the floors above us. This is effectively an 8-story building. Poured form concrete is also designed to be a nuclear fallout shelter. When it was built back during the Cold War, if you go to the upper floors, you can still see the little signs that say fallout shelter. So this is a little Castle and Key 7-year wheated bourbon.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. There's a lot of you otherwise.
Man, awesome. This has been super cool. Thank you so much. How you've kind of managed to make it a bit modern, but really, really stay true to tradition, to all the buildings, kind of maintaining everything, but making it, obviously an 21st century operation of distilleries, but amazing. It's been really, really cool.
Well, George, we appreciate you guys coming out today.
braving the cold down here in Millville, Kentucky. We're excited to make your whiskey and looking forward to the partnership.
Thank you so much, man.
Cheers.
Thank you, John.
Here you go.
Cheers. Shift's over, guys.